I do understand the law. It does sound like you're trying to question my learning. I let you know that I've been studying for at least 15 years. I'm mostly older than you, Sunshine. It's all right.
Right, you might need to pull the launcher up from that cupboard over there. If you,
This will do. I might do, not special enough for this chair. We're gonna have a fucking arm wrestle.
it does, doesn't it? Second is loading some things.
Please don't step on the table, Buxton. It's very rude.
Put the recording in. Right. This interview's being recorded. You are arrested for the offences of dangerous driving, assault on an emergency worker, criminal damage. Okay. Times 2. Second, I'll get the exact charges. And assault on an emergency worker. Can you tell me as many details as possible about what happened before police arrival?
Fuck all. Alright, nothing. Nothing happened before you arrived. You arrived and it all kicked off for some reason. I don't know what went on really. All a bit fast. At which point, you be more specific, David.
Okay, so before you were arrested.
And now it happened. I was chilling, waiting for a call. Waiting for a Weasel News van to break down so I could come fix it. Or if there was a live production, I could have. We'll just wait for the call. I'll get there with a van.
Constable Jack Buxton. So around 30 minutes previous, so about an hour ago from this current interview date, someone with your, I'd say 95% likeness was seen robbing the store at the Vespucci Beach. Would you know anything about that?
Nothing, no.
No. So when we arrested you and you mentioned someone having a bat out and 3 jester vehicles, which I never told anyone outside of the police, that wasn't you who told me that?
No, he definitely told me that, Buxton. I think you're going mad.
All right.
Are you fit and proper for this interview?
I definitely am.
Has he been
Okay,
breathalyzed,
so what
Cooper?
I'd like to ask you, you can consult your lawyer if you need to, is what you were doing at that store when you ran outside. Both my dash camera and my body camera have both caught you doing it. I can show you the still pictures. They're not as good as the video quality itself. However, I am fairly confident that inside any police lineup we could produce, I would pick you every single time. This is clearly you, so I'm going to show this
Because
to
you've got an
you.
agenda.
Sorry,
Buxton,
I'd
you've got
just
an
like
agenda.
to say, as far as I'm aware, the video that has been shown, it shows my client coming out of the store. There's nothing to suggest that he wasn't just a customer.
He's saying he wasn't at that
No,
store.
no, no. I'll be honest with you. I was coming out. Do you know why I was coming
Okay.
out of that store, Buxton?
Oh, there you go.
Because I was buying painkillers. And why was I buying painkillers, Buxton? What happened to me yesterday, lad?
For the reference, yesterday
Buxton tased me while I was in handcuffs.
a
Dislocated my shoulder.
taser-trained officer who was a traffic officer tased him. Ingram has sorted that out, and that has been handled. Your shoulder blade was dislocated, where you were promptly given medical aid and recovered in Bolingbroke. Well, not Bolingbroke. Sorry, he recovered in peace because we gave you a fine and we let you go.
So,
That
officer,
has
Sounds
nothing
like
to do
I-
with this situation.
Behave yourself, lad. Get me medical records up. The doctor said I need to keep taking painkillers. That's why I was at the
Okay.
pharmacy. I walked
Right.
out.
So
the
there
alarm
was
went off.
a.
Nothing to do with me.
So I don't know if you heard it, but there was a store alarm going on, and I gave you a direct order to stop for a stop and search because you were going out of a store or even out to store alarm. And under Section 1 of PACE, I had due cause to stop you for a stop and search, as you
And then
were
when I did stop,
suspected
you
of
bumped into
robbery.
me and fucking drove off.
No.
Mr.
Is that
Gabby,
all
let me
that?
finish.
Sorry, is that all that happened? You're not forgetting any key details there? Bear in mind you're on record.
What key details?
Your other friends who were armed.
I don't know those people.
Oh, you don't know those people. So when you call
No.
them your friends,
Yeah.
you were just what did that mean then?
I was being joyful. I was being as friendly as I always am.
Oh, you were being joyful. So when you said, "Oh, my friends are going to box you in, Buxton," that was just you what?
Sorry, friends could be a very loose word. Although he may have said
Oh, yeah.
friends, it may have just been a bit of luck. From speaking to my client, he's disclosed that he'd said friends, and it was just lucky that people decided to drive in at the same time.
Oh,
Um,
okay, okay, so he didn't call up people when he was on his phone, no?
I was
um,
on my phone.
from the video, it's not easy to ascertain if he was on his phone at that time, and it seems a bit coincidental if he was able to leave the shop, make a phone call, and organize a setup.
So I believe this is obviously purely conjecture because I can't prove this with my body worn. But at the point that he gets in his vehicle, the Jester, sorry, not his vehicle, sorry, at the point he gets into the stolen Jester, because it's a local vehicle, he calls up his group of Weasel News friends who he has association with and tells them to come and help him because he's about to be caught by the police for robbing the store. At which point he orders his the two other cars to box in the Alpha Delta unit, or as he said, Buxton. He clearly knew who I was, so he knew I was police. And at that point, he willfully wanted to cause me harm by trying to box me in and cause a situation where I had to press my panic button because I genuinely thought at that moment my life was in danger. And
Tell you
I
what, Bugsy,
pressed my panic button.
you rabbit on, do you? Can I have something,
Uh,
Cooper? What did you find in my pockets? Anything that could have been stolen from the pharmacy?
So I'd like to say that you had 30 minutes to dispose of anything from that store robbery previous
Oh,
to
God, here
the
we go.
inspect.
Here we go.
So,
Have you heard that?
so is that true to say it took you 13 minutes to respond to a robbery? Is that
No,
correct?
I had to drive away because I was outnumbered, and then
Oh.
I lost eyes on him, added the vehicle to the watch list, at which point the inspector pulled it over for another reason, which I believe was completely unrelated. Okay, right. Within 20 seconds of there being another store alarm, I'd say 20, that I could actually count it because I got a body worn. But let's give it 20 seconds. Within 20 seconds of the alarm being activated for someone robbing the store, you were seen leaving the store. I believe that
And
anyone
then-
in any court would say that you were the one
And what-
at least associated with robbing the
Okay,
Sorry,
store.
but is there
right.
any
At
evidence?
least.
Hold on a
inside
second.
the
And
store?
what would they say about me taking 20 seconds to ring my friends, organise them to box you in, and them to arrive? Would that have happened in 20 seconds that you're saying as well?
If they were around, yeah.
Yeah, behave yourself, lad. Behave yourself. You're on that wacky backy. I can tell you. You want drugs tested him.
This stuff seems very circumstantial. From the video evidence, I've seen that my client has exited the store. I'm not sure due to the situation you was able to, well, as you said, you were scared and panicking for your life. Did you check the store to see if there was any other potential
No,
potential
because
suspects?
I was going to stop your client for a stop and search, and he failed to do that, saying no, no. You can clearly hear me in the body worn video, which you have access to. Like, I informed your suspect to stop under search warrant of pace, and that he will be stop and search. He fails to do this, gets in his car like
Politician.
he's going to drive off,
So,
and then calls a boxing.
sorry, I just need to reject a call. Sorry, continue.
So that's the basic scenario. Is he goes out of a store that's actively being robbed. At that point, I have a suspect who I have reasonable every ground to stop and search under section 1 of pace. Unless you want to somehow object to that, I
Hey,
think
now you mention
anyone.
it, Don. Now you mention it. There was a guy crouched behind the counter when I was buying my painkillers.
Yeah,
Oh, what did he
and
look
if
like?
you-
Oh, I can't really remember, but the pain was that intense. But you definitely crouched behind the counter. Did you go in the store, Buxton, just to make sure?
I
You're after
definitely
the right
think you know
person.
that I had to drive away because you called
Right,
your
well,
friends
pipe
in.
down then, son,
So
pipe down.
what you're saying, Officer Buxton, is that you failed to check the scene of the crime to see if there was any other assailants or criminals there, but you'd like to pin this on my poor client. Are you J.K.
happening?
Rowling's ghostwriter? It seems like you're waffling.
Right.
Get him told. Get him told.
Okay.
Okay. At this time, he's not been around the shop. Okay.
Is he drinking booze?
No, it's
Check the
banana
screen up.
smoothie.
Right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move on to the situation in which you were arrested for. Right. So
Well-
when I first turned up, there was a report of a camera being disabled.
Yeah.
Second that.
I don't know what that was
So
all
this is the
about.
evidence.
Pull over. Can you describe just what happened there? Can from your
What
point of
happened
view?
where, you turned up and asked me. Yeah.
Has to be a pullover. Okay,
Yeah,
so why
I
didn't you
was-
pull over?
Because you were trying to accuse you were trying to put me in cuffs or something. I was very confused about what was going on. Fake police again.
Okay.
Sorry,
It's very
also
strange.
just to be clear, my client has mentioned earlier in the interview that he's also been on medication due to the restraints that you've done to him. So he seems to be very intoxicated with medical stuff right now, and that's legal stuff, not the fake stuff. So please do keep that in mind when you're questioning him or asking about what he's doing on the state of
I
mind.
mean,
Mr. Solicitor, if he's that intoxicated,
Buxton, can
should
I
he be
speak?
driving?
Buxton, can I speak? After what happened yesterday, officer, where I was tased in handcuffs, walking towards a police car. I'm sure you'll understand. I feel very, very, very nervous around police, especially when they want to handcuff me because my impression was you might want to use me as your toy, like Buxton did yesterday. I don't want any more. Buxton, do you mind, please? I don't want any more trouble. So I was a bit nervous about the whole situation. You can check my medical records. I was seen to by the NHS. He's made a note of what's gone on. But yeah, I was very nervous when you were asking me to get out and you wanted to handcuff me. I thought, oh God, what's he up to now?
Okay, so is that the reason you took off and failed to stop?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't the case of taking off and failing to stop. It was a case of leaving where you were trying to pull me over and trying to get to a safe place. In other words, Vespucci police station. I was trying to drive here, but the car broke down. So I thought what I'll do is I'll take the underground. It's the quickest way there. It's direct, get on the underground. I'll get there. We can deal with it at the police station where there's other officers, there's cameras. I felt a bit more safe.
Unless I've missed a expansion, the train doesn't go here.
Well, listen, I'm not very good with maps. I just thought that would be the safest place. I
Okay.
assumed it would go here.
I've got a second question. What the lawyer said about you being on medication enough for you not to be intoxicated. Sounds like you shouldn't be driving.
It sounds
in
like
my
you
eyes.
should stop making opinions and get a doctor down here. You can test me that way if that's what you want. Thank you very
I
much.
also agree about that. Like I'm saying to you, obviously you've asked some questions about my client. Like I said, he is on medication. That's not to say that he's impaired to a point that he can't drive, but if he's taking medication, I'm sure there's lots of side effects. No one reads all the side effects of when you're taking medication.
Anxiety,
so,
for a start.
yeah. And it seems like there's history between him and Buxton, which I've kind of seen. So I'm not sure if there's a vendetta against my clients. I'm actually very concerned.
It's feeling like that.
There's not. I've arrested your client once. I've had pleasure. Well, I say arrested. Yeah, arrested him, gave him a ticket. And I haven't had the pleasure of dealing with him again. I didn't
It was
even
yesterday,
know
Buxton.
it was. I didn't even know who he was for a bit until we started talking, and I sort of cottoned on. I only dealt with the situation as I would any other person. Those would like to state for the record that it wasn't me who tased him when he was in cuffs. If he would like to file a complaint, I'm sure the police standards authority will be able to deal with that. I support your claim because
Let's make it known as well. Unfortunately, Buxton's body camera was corrupt. Funny how it works today, though. Anyway, on you go, Cooper. Yeah,
Well,
Buxton didn't capture the incident because his body cam was corrupt. Of course it was. Sorry,
Right,
Cooper.
we'll move on. So, before I arrived, what were your plans?
I was driving. I can't remember whether I was driving. I'm a bit confused. It's happened so fast. Can't remember whether I was driving 2 Weasel News off from it, and then a load of cars come past, look like Volkswagen buggy, bugs or something, all decorated in different ways. They were all over the road. One of them hit me, and I spun out and battered into the side of the speed camera. So originally, what the plan was to get some video of these cars. I thought it'd make a nice news article.
Okay.
So yeah,
So-
that's when you found.
When you were put in cuffs on the top floor of Weasel News, why did you have a knife on you?
Because I work for Weasel News, we need knives to cut wires when we're running live broadcasts. All that. A knife is part of our job. We need for everything. Same as a wrench. If a van breaks down, I'm on call to go and fix the van. That's why we have.
Okay.
I mean, if I was going to use it for a weapon, I'd have pulled it out, wouldn't I?
Alright, so I'll put it straight.
Did I pull it out, Cooper?
No, I'll ask you straight. Did you cut those cameras?
No.
You didn't?
I wouldn't
So
even know where to start.
is there any
Well, I
evidence
would,
to
but I don't.
support? Yeah, is there any evidence to support this? I'm hearing allegations against my client, but I've yet to see any kind of evidence to suggest that he was even near it or even doing anything that could involve damage. Because you've got him on 2 counts of criminal damage, but I haven't seen any criminal damage evidence or anything at the moment.
Solicitor.
Yep.
At this time, he was being placed under arrest under suspicion of criminal damage and a suspicion of an offensive weapon. Okay.
Well,
At this time,
until-
do you know what the purpose of an interview is, Solicitor?
yes, to ascertain what is happening and what has happened.
It's to question his involvement or suspected involvement in a criminal offence or offences. Okay, at the moment in time, I'm questioning about those offences. Okay?
But
Yeah.
please don't patronise my solicitor.
Yeah, I was going to say, I do
expected better of you.
I do understand the law. It does sound like you're trying to question my learning. I let you know that I've been studying for at least 15 years. I'm mostly older than you, Sunshine. So please, let's just
Aye.
keep it professional.
You're
And
silver
let's keep it-
fox.
I am trying to keep it professional because this is the whole point of an interview.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
move
Question
on.
his involvement in a criminal offence.
As you can hear, my client has already told you that he has nothing to do with the crime. And unless there is more evidence to suggest it, I believe that we should be moving on. Do you agree?
Okay, so do you know you're not supposed to answer for your client?
They already answered.
You can answer
Yeah,
for me if you want.
Okay. So what we're gonna do, all right, is it's this line of questioning. Okay. If you've got any issues with it, you can tackle it later through a civil case, okay, or with a judge.
To me,
Okay.
Cooper, go on.
So you didn't cut the cameras, okay.
No,
So at the time, you said that you use it for your job, but what was your intentions with that knife at the time?
what do you mean? What's the intentions of that radio?
Okay, that's what I'm asking you.
Well, what's the
What-
what's
what was
your
intention
intention?
at the time?
What's your intentions with that radio on your vest now?
No, I'm not using it at this time.
It's exactly. I wasn't using the knife at the time either.
No, but why was it on your person? You
Because
said that
I
it was for
told
your
you.
job.
And what did I say I was doing? Did I say I was going to film some Volkswagen Beetle cars? Because I thought
Okay.
it'd make an interesting news article.
Is it policy for Weasel News to carry a knife?
Yes.
It is.
Oh, yeah. Of course it is. We need
Okay.
tools. We have to have tools to do our job.
Okay.
We're a small company. We're not just a news writer. You know, we've got to set up cameras.
Okay. Do you have a
We're,
clear recollection of what happened before your arrest?
Which part? The whole thing?
Yeah.
Well, fairly clear, but you know, I was in a state of panic, anxiety, distress. So things can get a bit muddied, you know.
Okay. Have you been drinking alcohol in the past 24 hours?
I've not, no.
You have not?
No.
Okay.
Should I
Have you
been?
taken any drugs in the past 24 hours?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Are
Plenty
you
of
able to
painkillers.
state the name of them?
Naproxen or something like that. I can't remember, some sort of painkiller.
Okay.
And smashing that.
So, do you have any medical conditions that you want to mention?
I have a slight fracture of the skull.
Slight fracture of the skull.
Yeah,
Okay. Did you go to hospital for that?
I did, yeah. I'm awaiting surgery for that to get it fixed up properly. But at the minute it's manageable.
Okay.
And a dislocated shoulder, which I'm recovering from at the minute, thanks to Buxton.
Okay. So, second. That's the point in the interview. The point in this interview was basically the offensive weapon and it's called criminal damage.
Yep.
Is anyone forcing you to commit those offences that you were arrested for?
Is anyone forcing me to commit which offences?
So these are
Or any of
alleged,
them.
please.
I didn't commit any offences.
Yeah,
I don't know
they're
what you're on
alleged.
Okay.
Yeah,
You have been-
you tried to trip me up, aren't you?
You have been formally arrested. Okay, for dangerous driving. Okay.
Yeah.
Criminal damage
Okay.
and assault on an emergency worker. Did anyone force you to commit those offences?
Committed any offences? What do you mean criminal damage twice, by the way?
Well, one of them was when you smashed into the. Actually, I'll get the body one video. 1 second. It was when you smashed into the doors at Little Soul gas station, causing it to
Oh,
break.
behave yourself, I was rammed.
Okay.
It's rammed in there.
Right. Are you in fear of anyone?
In fear of you.
Fear of
And
me?
Buxton.
How are you in fear of me?
I've told you, you tased me yesterday with handcuffs behind my back, hands behind my back.
What I did? Why are you in fear of
Buxton
me?
did, because you work with Buxton.
Okay. No? Okay.
I'm quiet, honey.
I don't. I mean,
Oh, here he
yeah.
goes again.
Yeah.
Yes, Buxton.
No, I don't. I don't have much.
It's all right,
like,
Buxton. Don't worry.
It's like your lawyers said, the store robbery is very circumstantial. If I could have stopped a search, you could have maybe had proof, but I
You
had
didn't
to.
stop, did you? You dangerous drove
No.
and failed to stop. Somebody bloody arrested him, not me.
No, I put my lights aside as I escaped a dangerous situation.
Yeah. That's exactly what I did, except I didn't have lights and sirens.
So sorry, just to confirm, is there any evidence for this alleged criminal damage on the cameras? I thought we was gonna see something, but like I said, I'm hearing a lot of allegations, but I'm not seeing a lot of evidence, unfortunately.
Okay. So it's the cameras that was under suspicion, and there's necessity for his arrest was to enable prompt and effective investigations by means of this tape recorded interview.
Amazing.
Okay.
And he's complied, right? As you can see, he's been very compliant and
What's
answered all the
Buxton do behind me?
questions.
Sorry.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Me phone went to it. What did you say, bud?
I was worried about Buxton behind me. I'm sorry, that was all. Keep an eye on him, please.
Pissy Jack Butson leaving the interview.
Hey, Buxton.
Right. So, when you had that blade on you, okay, you were in a public place. Yeah, you weren't in a Weasel News van. You were in a black Jester, I believe it was.
Yep.
Okay. So, why did you have it on it? Why did you have the blade on you? in that
Because I was undercover reporting.
car? Okay.
If I had a van out, I wouldn't have caught those Volkswagens doing crazy driving like they were, you know. Near the bit filmed.
Just to add in as well, I believe that my client has already answered this question, so can we please move on from this?
Answer
You
this
asked-
question. I don't believe he has.
Trying to trip me up.
You did ask him about his use of the knife and why he had it on his person. He's already answered that. He told you that he was using it for work. You've now just tried to restructure the question to try and trip up my client. So can we please move on from that question, as I believe he has answered it?
That's not the case at all. The purpose of that question was asking why he had the knife, not in a Weasel News van or car or any property that's used to report news.
Well, I think I answered it.
Yeah, you have. Okay. So, at this time, I've got no further questions towards yourself.
Very well.
Is there anything that you or your solicitor would like to add or clarify before the tape's ended?
I don't think so, unless you've got something done.
I'd just like to add that my client has been very compliant. He's answered all the questions, and whatever goes on going forward, I'd like this to be taken into consideration on these alleged crimes.
So is there anything further that you want to say in your defense?
I'm a good man. That's all I want to say.
Okay.
Good man, and
Yes.
I'm scared of the police.
So at the time of 28 minutes past 9, this interview is going to be concluded.
Has Buxton gone? Have you upset him?
Yeah, I think you should spend state 11, bud.
Very
Went
well.
off duty.
I bet he did.
Right. So let's go back to the cells there.
Okay, I went off.
I don't think you gave me a time of how long he was potentially trying to be put down for.
Second, I'm just updating the report.
Thank you very much.
Is this lovely lad? Yep.
I've dropped one account of criminal damage, and I've dropped offensive weapon to a blade up point in a public place. Right.
Okay.
So the charges that you're going to be formally sentenced with now are dangerous driving,
Yeah.
destroying or damaging property, which is criminal damage, assault on an emergency worker, and offence having a blade or point in a public place.
Very well. What? What? Why the fucking knife? Why the blade up point?
Okay, it's been dropped from offensive weapon to a blade or point.
Cooper,
Based on- Yeah.
Christ.
yeah, this point's being said.
I'll just pipe down, fucking Zach type fuck on.
No,
Right.
I'm asking him because it's useful to know.
is 3 points on your driver's license,
Jesus.
as well as 60 months in prison. All right.
Jesus.
Months.
It's very harsh. Very harsh for considering I explained everything. But
So this is down to the criminal damage, assault on a officer worker, dangerous driving.
To be fair, mate, you got very lightly on that.
there's
Yeah,
that
the
tack. I
max,
don't
the
need your
max was
opinion.
203.
I'd like to say you got very lightly on that.
I don't need your opinion.
Officer, are we not able to drop the 3 points and potentially maybe give a bit of a fine because he's been compliant? He's answered all your questions. I know he's had a bit of a cheek.
Gee, I'm just. Oh, sorry.
But I do feel like there's a little bit of history between him and Buxton. Obviously, what's happened yesterday with his shoulder is a bit unfortunate, and I'm sure that will be followed up. But I do feel like there's a bit of history going on. And like I said, a lot of the stuff is circumstantial, and we haven't seen no evidence in regards to the criminal damage.
Okay.
And as he said, he works for Weasel Nude Sound. So if you put points in his license, then that could potentially put him out of a job, and then cause him to have to seek money from elsewhere, and maybe even be homeless.
Definitely homeless because I live at Weasel News at the minute.
Right. So he's getting 3 points on his driving license. That's that. As he's got 143 months off his prison time. I've been more than lenient there. I'm not going any lower, and that's just what he's getting at this time.
2 points. 2 points.
Well, it's not arguable, mate. You're getting 3 points.
I'd say
points, 1 point for
it's
every.
non-negotiable.
Listen, can you, why do you need all these side singers like just turning up, putting a piece in? Can you not deal with this on your own,
I was
Cooper?
I was doing paperwork, mate, and I
What
saw
could you
you.
do in the office then?
I was wondering what you.
Is any G6 on duty? Yeah. 1 second. Right. So, Jabby,
So just to confirm, officer, the dangerous driving, is that coming from the incident at the pharmacy or the incident in regards to the criminal damage?
it's when it's when it's kind of in the middle. Actually, wait there. Was that body one corrupted?
Yeah, 'cause I haven't seen any evidence to support dangerous driving. I know he got a failure to stop because when DC, I've forgotten his name, asked him to stop to do a check, he didn't. But he didn't actually drive anywhere. So to give him a dangerous driving, considering there's no evidence to support that he had been doing dangerous driving, I think it's a bit off. And I believe that's where the 3 points are coming. I've just checked the PNC. And yeah, it's 3 points for dangerous driving, but I haven't seen any evidence to support a dangerous driving claim.
1 second. I'm just looking up.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm trying to figure out if his thing was recording or not, and how it was presented. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But like I said, based on the evidence that's been shown, I haven't seen Mr. Jabby drive anywhere, really. So a dangerous driving claim or a dangerous driving offence, it doesn't seem very suitable for this crime.
Right. Okay. So the dangerous driving, that's based on the Little Soul incident, where the criminal damage happened.
And is that based on a police officer seeing it, or is that body cam?
Body one of the.
Are we sure? Is it? Did you spoke to an officer? Because, like I said,
This is body one.
okay.
Dangerous driving. That's on body one.
And I'm guessing that must have been a police chase.
It was, yeah. But since someone's body one video technically wasn't on, well, it's not being used, so we're not going to fill this up.
Yeah, okay. I guess that's not much we can do there. So 3 points and that's 60,000.
No, 60
Sorry,
months.
sorry, 60 months,
No,
sorry.
60,000 for fine. No.
I'm so sorry. It's been a long day.
I'll call G6 down for you.
Thank you,
Room is 1, 2,
Mr. Jabby.
Oh,
Yeah, I tried. I really did.
oh yeah, no.
But yeah,
I think we had
evidence
a
is
bit-
evident.
Yeah, I think we had them in. I think we had them in knots, to be honest with you, in the interview. Oh,
Yeah.
G6 is on the way down.
okay. It's a liability, that Buxton lad, I'll tell you.
Right, so is everyone happy with that? And obviously
Not really,
the
but
charges.
it is what it is. Isn't it?
Yeah, I think, like I said, you said you've seen it for danger. I'm gonna have to take your word for it. Ideally, I would have loved to have not given him points, but like, obviously, we haven't seen that evidence. But it is what it is. But yeah, I suppose I'll just have a word with my client until G6 comes for him.
Yeah, no worries. I'll stop with you.
So it's using the police chase then, basically.
Yeah, but not for long and not for far. And I wouldn't say dangerous, but hey, there we go.
I'm really trying to think if there's a way I can get you out of this. I
I think it's something that'd have to be looked at afterwards.
Yeah, it would have to go to court, but I'm not sure if it's even worth your time. I obviously haven't seen it, so I don't know how much you can fight it. But yeah, 60 months and 3 points. It's not what you wanted, but yeah.
It'll do.
I was here fighting for you, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I would
I
say
don't know
it's
what
just
was up with
stay in
the
trouble.
Buxton boy.
I think he was getting
He's
a
a
bit
wild
emotional.
one. I think he was as well.
Yeah, we kind of did
That's
have
for
them
everything.
doing cartwheels. I can't lie. It was a good little tag team.
Well, it's always fun.
But yeah, I'm gonna get the rest of this officer's details, and I'm mostly gonna disappear.
Alright.
But yeah, if you
No
ever
worries.
need a solicitor, Sinclair. Well, not
Spot
Hugo Sinclair. I'm marking myself as the Black Sinclair because there's already a Sinclair in the town. But people know me. There's the Sinclair with the white hair.
Right, okay. Thanks, Sinclair. I appreciate it.
No worries, no worries.